Hello, hello. Zako, you're first. Hello, hello. We'll get started in a little bit, as always. Whoa, thank you, Zako, for the raid. Hello, hello. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a shout out. Cool, you were crafting. Alright. Nice, nice. I was literally waiting to raid. I appreciate it, Zako. I appreciate it. Well, we'll get started in a little bit. I'm just gonna make sure I hydrate, and then we'll get right into it. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and let's go to Zatsu first. Let's go to Zatsu. Oh yeah, there we go. We have the GIF that I made. Oh my god, I should add the fast one. Zako, I saw that you have submissions for art appreciation. It will be well, okay, so the thing is I usually have like a queue, right? If you scroll up a little in that thread, I have like a queue going. It doesn't look like too much, so I should be able to get to you at the very end. But yeah. Just note that like usually when it says like everything posted after this is gonna be on the next art appreciation. Usually I'm gonna try and hold on to that, but because I don't think you recommended anyone else, I think after we do Matthew's recommendation, I'll take a look at your fantastic builds. Yeah, hi Mobo. Hello. Welcome. As you can see, I'm filling up the bulletin board behind me. Now with a third toggle. Hey! Vita, how could ya? Oh, and you got your sticker. Wait, did the sticker not pop up? Is it not? Oh no, is it not? Oh no, there we go. You got the Kuchinta sticker. Very nice. I also have a song band that I would like. Okay, maybe. Like I said, the queue's building up. I don't want it to get to be too much. Oh, cool! You got the Sapin sticker. Nice. And if anything, if I just don't get to listening to it live, you can also just put it in content recs. I've actually been listening to a bunch of new music that was recommended by a certain video, just because okay, so it's this video called the what was it? It's the emofication of TikTok. No, I don't have a TikTok. I think I've probably mentioned that before. By the way, let's put on some music. I'm in a... This one's not really... I wouldn't say Vaporwave, it's more of Outrun, but let me listen to it. Yeah, hopefully the levels are okay. So, there was this video that Beans wanted to listen to. It's by this YouTuber I think they're called like Gabby or Gabrielle something, but the video is called like the emofication of TikTok, and it basically just like a they were looking at like, I don't know, this rise of, did any of you on Twitter see that one person who did like an emo quote unquote music video, but the lyrics were kind of like ass? It's the one of like, to be honest, she looks great, by the way. Like, it's a woman with like red dyed hair. She's wearing like the all black, you know, the leather. It's almost like a bit more goth than emo, but she's like walking in the middle of the street, and like she has like really good beats, right? And then like the lyrics themselves are kind of trash, because it's like, because she's, what was it? It was like, you're a leash dog on a leash. Take control of your life. Like, let go of the leash. You're a leash dog. So the video was not necessarily about her, but it was just like this trend of like emo music getting back into fashion, right? And the thing is, part of my whole aesthetic, it doesn't show that much, right, with my model, but I do have the black, let me see if I could, there we go. I'll sit up a little bit. I got the black, you know, windbreaker. It's based off like a windbreaker I wear in real life that I put pins on. And like, you know, I never was a scene kid. I did want to be one growing up. But of course my parents would be like, no, you're not gonna dye your hair. No, you're not gonna style your hair like that. So the best I could do is just, can we get the faster moving on the other side of the polar bear? We could try. I think I have it saved. But yeah, so I was watching that video, and then at the very end, like, she was talking about, like, the trend of, like, emo music coming back. Wait. Bear or Binka is go fast. Hell yeah. Oh my god. I love the fast version so much. Like, I'm Newman. I'm new. Let's see if I can put it. Okay, let's play around with the placements here. I think I put it in a folder. There's so many assets on this scene that I have to make sure it's a... There you go. So Bink, let's do this under Bear of the Polar Variety. We gotta put it here. Bear of the Polar Variety. Ah, damn it, why can't I? There's so many overlapping assets that I can't, like, move it easily. Come on, Bear of the Polar Variety. Oh, it's because I locked it. Okay. There we go. It's me and my crew. But wait, how can there be multiple Vavinkas? That's the mystery though, isn't it? That's faster than the Twitter one? She's Newman, that's the thing. Maybe make the fast one redeem that auto replaces the normal Vavinka. Maybe. Looks like she's shuffling on the floor in speed. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Anyway, to finish my point that I was talking about, at the very end of that video, she recommended some modern artists that are very much inspired by, like, the emo sound, right? And I started listening to them. I like them a lot. But it was, there was this one band called Honey Revenge. They kind of have, like, a Paramore, Marina and the Diamonds. Or I guess her name now is Marina Diamondis or something. So... yeah, so there's that person. There's someone called Miko, who I think they're like Canadian Filipino, and their sound is very, I want to say, like Fall Out Boy, like a little bit of like Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, you know. And then one that isn't even emo, but I just found out that, like, you know, I love Bruno Mars. And I was like, oh, I kind of want to listen to more of his music. And I found out he has like a duo with what is it, Anderson .Paak? It's called, what is it, Sonic something? What is it called? I was just listening to it. Silk Sonic. Now, I would play it for you right now, but I'm also just vibing to the Outrun. Mavinka clones, no! Don't talk to me or my son or my albino son or my vibrating son ever again. She's getting electricity to poke beans, exactly. Once he comes back from chemistry class, I'll be like, buzz. But yeah, so I was listening to some music recently. Yeah, if you guys have any like music recommendations, you could feel free to let me know in content recs, you know. The only thing is like I don't have like a super specific, like my taste in music is very like anything that was like a top 40 hit in the 2000s, the early aughts as I've heard people start calling it that. So you know, like R&B, emo music. Well, to be honest, my taste isn't even emo, it's like pop punk, you know? So like pop punk from back then. And anything that kind of like is similar to that style, you know? So like those two artists that I just talked about, and then Vaporwave and Outrun, you know, anything with like kind of the nostalgia vibes. His best songs are tied for first are Marry You and Smoking Out the Window. I like Not 24K Magic, but the album. I think Versace on the Floor was the one that I like jammed out to the most. Actually, there's a lot on 24K Magic that I love. It's chunky. That's what I like. Especially with the who does he sing it with again? Cardi B. Finesse. It's so good. But yeah, the early odds. Yeah, okay, so I started hearing my coworker call it that, like, maybe 5 years ago? And then, like, I was like, okay, I think it's just her. I think she's the only one that calls it that. Can we recommend songs to put on the Mosh Pit playlist? Yeah, of course, go for it. Go for it. So yeah, she called it the early aughts, and then I told it jokingly to Beans. And then he was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then later, you know, just earlier this month, I started hearing more people refer to the 2000s as the early aughts. I don't know if they're doing it ironically, or I don't know if that's going to be the new lingo, but, you know, just to put that on everyone's radar if it's not already on your radar. That is the state of things. Okay, I was hydrating. Before we get started, one last thing that I want to waffle on about. I went to the dentist today. I think I mentioned before, I've been going to like the dentist a little bit more often, just cause like I haven't gone in a while. So I've been paying the price for it. Ooh, see May, you got sapin. It's so good. It's rice cake with colors. Oh, you're Newman. The 10 sounds so fucking bad. Yeah, the 10s, you know? I've just been calling it like the early 2000s and 2010s, you know? I can't say just the 10s, it has to be the 2010s. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so I went to the dentist today. I haven't gone in like years, so now I'm paying the price. Quite literally, but also just like there's so many procedures, right? Because I went in for a cleaning, and then I had to go in again for like a deep cleaning, and then I had to go in again for like the other side of the deep cleaning. And then my mom really wants me to fix this one tooth that's like a teensy bit like discolored, so it's not even my tooth, it's like the filling, right? She wanted me to fix it, and then I went to the dentist and she's like, oh, you have an infection. So we're actually gonna have to send you to someone else to get that checked out. So I went to that someone else today, and I thought it was just gonna be like a consultation. I thought they were just gonna check out my x-rays and be like, okay, you know, we're gonna do this procedure later on. He takes the x-rays and he's like, oh, actually, we can do the procedure right now. I'm not gonna say what procedure it was, but like, we can just do it right now. I was like, oh, okay, you're gonna inject me right now? Because, you know, when they like numb your teeth, they of course they have to like numb it for you so that you don't feel so much pain, but the initial injection to numb your nerves is still kind of painful. So I don't know, I'm not scared of the dentist. I was as a kid, but like just knowing that the little pinch of pain, like it's enough to get me just a little bit nervous. So I was like, oh, you're gonna do that right now? I thought this was just consultation. But no, I was like, you know what, I just gotta suck it up, right? I just gotta suck it up and like, and let him do his thing. He did his thing. It was only 20 minutes too, so like, you know, he, you know, like did the procedure super fast, super easy, super nice guy too, so. But yeah, so, but now I just have like a weird feeling. I'm not numb anymore, but basically, I just have like a weird, I have a weird spot in my tooth now that like, I have to eventually like get a crown on, you know, the dentist lingo, but everything's all good now. Bro straight talking dirty. The river Thames. The river Thames. I just got that. Yeah, straight talking dirty. I should get to visit my... Yeah, Novocaine tastes bad, yeah. I drink water, I can feel something in my gum. It's okay, Matthew. I'm just still just like, I'm just chatting and waffling before we get started. Got stabbed in the teeth? I did. No, I went to the dentist. I thought it was just gonna be a consultation for like a procedure, an operation. That makes it sound more scary than it is, but it's just like a 20-minute, you know, procedure. But yeah, the dentist was like, we could actually just do it right now. Open up! I'm gonna inject you! The lag? Oh no! Was there lag? Is my interwebs? I'm not getting any dropped frames actually, so it might just be a Twitch thing, or it might be like a regional thing. But Binka going fast, yeah. Berries go fast. Thank fuck I'm not the only one that got the bear lag. Yeah. So I'm not seeing any dropped frames, but let me see. I do have like 7 frames skipped and frames missed. Hey! Why'd you attack me? Bear internet in New York City is fine. Ah, okay. I don't know what it is, cause my OBS is showing me that I'm fine. Like, not a lot of missed or skipped frames, no dropped frames, so I don't know. I didn't know. Hopefully it resolves itself, but yeah, fart. You guys farting in your seats. Might be a Twitch thing. Maybe. I was watching some other streamers earlier before I went live. I watched Charlie, Zawa Pilled. And then they were playing I think he was playing Sonic. I don't know which Sonic, but he was playing Sonic. That was fun though. I love being able to catch Charlie, but I think I missed his last one before that, and I'm like, no. I want to see more of the gator. Wait, is he a croc or a gator? But anyways, I think he then raided into Rhea. She was drawing some really nice cursed art. That's always good, right? So she's awesome. And then she raided into Big Ham. So I was just like watching as I was like folding laundry. So yeah. I missed Charlie's stream. Yeah, that's how I felt when I missed it. I think yesterday or the day before. I was like, no. Give me the gator. But anyway, shall we get this show on the road? Shall we get into the art appreciation? There we go. Oh, I got my projector. Let's turn the lights off. Okay, so here's the order of things. We have like over 5, but if I pace myself, if I don't go too hard too fast, and if I hydrate, and if I take breaks every time we have an ad break, we should be able to... I shouldn't lose my voice. And I think we should be able to look at Zako's builds, but I don't know if I could look at all of them, because I'm just going to keep it to like less than 5 per artist, just so that I don't strain my voice, you know? It's been a day with the dentist and everything, so... but here's what we're going to be looking at today. We have, ooh, we got the cassava cake. Ba-banana, hello. You're just in time. Just in time, we're just starting the art appreciation. So yeah. I think I saw you in some of the streams that I was both chatting and lurking in. But yeah, so Nomi, I think, was the one who recommended this one. This is the opening ceremony of the Athens Olympics. I kind of remember that one. I think I was a freshman in high school when that happened. And then after that, we have 2 pixel artists that were recommended by Mushi Bear. So this is on B-Sky. I don't know if I have an account on there, but some pixel art. So Anubi, and then Noyon, and then I think Mowo, you were the one that recommended this one. It looks like their display name is Diva, but their actual username is Hikespook. I think I've seen this artist. Sorry, I had to burp. Oh, so they're called Diva then. Okay, okay. Yeah, I've been around. Nice. Choose your faves? Okay, you got it. And then I believe Sime recommended Chuzenji. And then you also provided some like zoom ins, right? Some like high quality stuff that we could zoom into. So this and this. Ooh, very nice. And then Matthew recommended this artist. But I think he recommended a specific one with a bear. I've seen this one before. Oh, this is very like very inspired by. Oh, look, bears. So we might just look at the bears, and then we might just look at this one. I might get like crucified by my lack of knowing the difference between like Rococo and Baroque, but this looks like that. This looks like the swing. It looks like that one painting that I showed you guys earlier. You don't know Rococo and Baroque. You're a fake art historian. And then after that, we are going to take a look at some of Zako's builds. I'm gonna click on a random one. We're gonna look at more. Ooh, okay. So we're gonna look at that. If I still have energy at the very end. I did also want to show you guys this cool book that I had. It's a more of like a kid's picture book, storybook, but I love the art in it. It's very nostalgic. Barococo, the movement I love. That was like was that not the first stream that she tuned in, Zako? I remember like when we first like interacted with one another, we were talking about like Baroque and Rococo art, right? Barococo, as Whitehide said. Like we looked at the swing, right? We looked at the painting with the swing in it, the raunchy one, right? I think we agreed on like why we kind of like don't like it that much, because it's like you know, like it's the bourgeois, if you will. The bourgeoisie, the petty bee, if you will, and I know you will. But yeah, so that's on the menu today. That's what we're gonna be talking about. Should I move my... Nah, we'll keep my model there. But okay, so I haven't watched this yet, but already I see like, you know, the clear Greek art influences. So let's go ahead, let's stop the music. Let's get right into it. I think sound should be playing. Yeah, there we go. Ooh. Oh, this is Minoan, I want to say, right? It looks Minoan, which is like an earlier group in the same peninsula. Okay, we got some like statue figures. Oh wow, that's nice. Did they do that with wires, or is it puppetry? Okay, they're definitely doing like the marble statue thing. The only thing is that those statues weren't always white. But I get what they're doing though. Cool, they got the theater. Ooh, I'm gonna say that's Athena and Nike, right? Oh, this is Critios Boy. This is based off like a famous statue called Critios Boy. Ooh, oh, so that's like Orthodox. That one's pottery. Whoa, that one's like more modern, I want to say. Ooh, very nice. Also, can we talk about the quality of the video? Like, oh my god, isn't that, what was his name? The king who ruled with like a queen that was like fiercely loyal to him, right? Oh, it's the Sphinx. Wow. They got the flame. Ooh, origami. For some reason. The normies don't know that they were always white, so they gotta appeal. Yeah, I think that I agree. I think that's probably why they did it. Let's go ahead and rewind and kind of like break it down a little bit. So we have so a lot of the figures that you saw in white are very much based off like the famous Greek marble statues, right? And as I mentioned before, the thing with those statues is that they weren't always white. They used to be a lot more colorful. In fact, I feel like these depictions of like what I want to assume is Minoan art. I don't know if they're like a predecessor to the ancient Greeks or if they were just another culture that lived in the same area. I want to say a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, right? I feel like someone that's a little bit more into like the classics and the Mediterranean peninsula, they might, I mean not peninsula, the Greek peninsula, I guess. They can correct me. You guys can correct me if you know, but yeah, that I just know that the Minoans have some kind of like connection to Greece. Let's look it up. Google's free, right? Minoans. And I'll actually let me put the music back on. So yeah, Minoan civilization was an Aegean. Okay, so the thing is, I usually do depend on like whatever's highlighted first, but didn't they say you shouldn't be doing that, especially with like AI kind of like fucking things up, you know? The SEO, if you will. Yeah, the Minoan. Sorry for the flashbang. It's kind of bright. Bronze Age culture, centered on, oh, specifically Crete. Okay. So it's kind of like the Olmecs in the Americas, where like they might not necessarily be like the mother culture, but they are like one of the earliest known cultures in the area. So here's what their art looked like. They also have very distinctive like fashion, where I don't know how accurate this is, but apparently in Minoan culture, they like didn't give a crap if for women, your breasts could be exposed. Like it's okay if like it's the norm for them to, you know what, we're gonna go ahead and take a look. It's the norm for their boobies to be out, for the booba to be out, but they always wore long skirts because it was more improper for them to reveal their legs and their heels. It's like the, you know, the joke about like Victorian person being like, oh my god, ankles. It's kind of like that. However, some of these dresses, I feel like you can still see ankles. So I don't know if it's ankles specifically or if it's just legs. Feet! Exactly. Didn't they analyze the sculptures and found out how they looked back when they painted? Yeah, actually. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So Greek statues, original color. Uh-oh. Yeah, so they were usually like very vividly painted too. It's not like this is a pretty good image right here. They had some very, very bright colors. And it's argued that they would also show like different skin tones too, because like Greece, very much like Rome or any other kind of like metropolitan city, they had a lot of cultures. They had people from like they had the Scythians, right? They had the people from Cyprus. They had the people from, you know, like parts of North Africa. They had people from the Mediterranean. Like all these folks like are not all gonna be like pasty white, right? They might have had people from further up north, but yeah, like they you would see people of different cultures, different ethnicities, different skin colors, all of that. So this is one way that like you can interpret these statues. Museum, this has been like a big thing in like museum discourse too, is like, well, how do we tell people that this was a thing, right? That like these marble white statues used to have color on them without like directly painting on it or without making a replica. Those are some of the solutions. Sometimes the museums would make like a replica or just like a painting or just like a digital image of like, this is what it would have looked like. But I've also heard some museums have been experimenting with projection, using a projector. Oh, the ad is gonna start. We have an ad break in a little bit, so I'm gonna rest my voice with that. Yeah, Sicily was mixing pot of pretty much everyone. Was a mixing pot of pretty much everyone with access to the Mediterranean. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like a lot of these museums, like you know, these don't look like they are. These don't look like their projections. They look like they're painted on. So they might be replicas. Or, who knows? The museum might have just had the balls to just color it, you know? To just paint over it. They look like replicas. I don't know. They look like replicas. So, yeah, that's the first thing from that video, is that, like, a lot of these used to have color. Oh, the ad break's gonna start soon. When it does, I'll take a breather. I might just scroll through this video to see what else I can comment on. If any of you aren't subscribed, feel free to let me know when the ad break starts or stops. And let me see. Oh yeah, you got the Minoan fashion. They obviously can't show their boobies though, but they can at least imply, right? Yeah, this is Minoan. This is cool though. I actually, because of the quality, I can't tell whether the dolphins are they wires from the top or are they puppetry from the bottom? No, you know what? You can kind of see a stick here. Look, you can see a little bit of a line. Yeah, okay, so I think it's like puppetry. Okay, we are in an ad break, according to my chat, so I'm gonna go ahead and hydrate. Okay, so OBS is telling me that the ad break is over. No worries, I didn't go over anything during the break. But okay, let's see what we have here. Oh yeah, we have people throwing the discus. Oh, what's interesting is that it looks like it's I don't know, like them kind of doing like they're doing the same movements but a little bit delayed. It's almost like that film effect, right? Like when you do like a what's it called? When you a flip book? A flip book? Or just like animation in general? Here's the Minoan art again, or like the reference to Minoan art. See, you can't just show the boobies, but you can at least imply, you know, that part. And then here we have like the white statues, the white walls. These ones are like referencing like the I forget the word for it. There's like pillars, but then there's, is it columns? Colonnades? And then this one is referencing like their theater kind of like culture, right? The comedy tragedy masks. That I don't know as much about. I did take a drama class back in the day, back in high school. I've acted. My ungodly acting talent is limited to high school. It is limited to like one class, and my professor, I mean not professor, my teacher was kind of a hard ass. He was kind of rough, and like every student, here's the thing about my drama teacher. He was known to be a hard ass. He would get on your case. He was kind of aggressive, right? But he was a very tough love kind of guy. And they're called chorus and caryatids. Let's take a look at that. But to finish my story, he was kind of a hard ass, but something about that also meant that he had like closer, not in an inappropriate way, but just closer relationships with his students. Like it was kind of that tough love. I hate to like say that tough love, like, oh yeah, it's like a valid way to show affection to your students. Appropriate affection. So yeah, like he kind of had like this tough love kind of thing, but it meant that a lot of students like appreciated him more because he was a little bit more upfront about things. I don't know, there was this thing where like he would always argue with certain students in our class. Always. like he would, you know, he would be like, he's the kind of teacher where like if you are not acting well enough, he's not afraid to be like, what are you doing? like you're not showing enough emotion. Like I remember I actually the script that I had to read one time was I think it was Oedipus Rex, and I was playing one of the sisters, Clymnestra, and I forgot her sister's name. And it was something like, oh, you have to like act as if your father just died, you know? And like I remember like I wasn't acting well enough, and he was like, Babeka, your father just died. Like, channel that. and like me being like a little wooby like high schooler being like, okay, okay. For some people, I think that helped, but for not for everyone. But because of that, he had students that he would always argue with. But in the end, like those students would also go to his room during lunchtime and just chill. You know, not just one or two. It'd just be like a whole group of students that are like, I hate you, but I kind of want to chat with you during lunchtime. You know, show affection to your cubs by devouring the weak and unruly. No. Babinka being coached by her teacher. Yeah, that's what it looked like. My teacher's the one with the spray. Like, Babinka! It's not realistic enough! Okay, let's see what Zako... So, Cory... and Karyatids. Not now. Ah, I see. Because I know chorus is like kore is the generic Greek word for girl, right? Kore. But karyatids are very specifically like they're the architectural form, like they are the pillars, right? You can see it here. Cool, cool. Thank you, Zako. Babinka shows chat affection by committing pump and dunk crypto schemes. I don't know what you mean. I'm just talking about art appreciation. Okay, so let's go back to this. Other than that, though, I don't know much about theater and drama. I believe this is Athena, right, holding Nike. I think it's from a specific temple. Let's go ahead and just look it up. Athena holding Nike, the goddess of victory. Yeah, this one. I think it's from a lost. Is it lost? The Temple of Athena Nike. It's on the Acropolis. Oh, cool. I remember seeing like back when the History Channel used to like show history like documentaries. I remember there was a oh, this is cool. They showed a whole documentary about this, and they like attempted to like kind of not rebuild it, but just make this image of like this is what it looked like back in the day. Karyatids are the general sculpture. Cory is the ooh, who got the hello sticker? Oh, Mushi, hello. Welcome. Who got Turon? Matthew, you got Turon. General sculpture. Cory is the specific type. Ah, pronounce. Oh, Nike. Thank you. Nike, goddess of booty shoulders. Zako, you got Ginataan. Nice. Booty shooters and sports footwear. Yeah, it's I believe it's a reference to this temple, right? Let's go back. So yeah, Mushi, we're looking at this video from the 2004 Athens Olympics, or Olympics in Athens. Yeah, that's fine, Zako. You can be pedantic if you want. There will be times where I might be like, okay, let's simmer down, but otherwise it's fine for now. So this is Kridios Boy. This one I remember studying back in like my very first art history class. Hey Rochambeau, welcome. We're doing a little bit of art appreciation. We're looking at Kridios Boy. But this is one of those statues that is like very much. Oh, you know what? It's not Kridios. It's this one. Usually, this is something you see in like Art History 101, where you kind of compare. Usually, like these statues are compared to. How do I say this? So in like Art History 101, at least the way that I took the class, they start you off with like usually Egyptian, sometimes earlier, sometimes like okay, so I guess I'll just say like how my kind of art history journey went. My class started with Egypt actually, and like I know a lot of history classes, not art history but history, they'll start with like early man, Homo sapien, then Mesopotamia, and then Egypt, and then Greece. For here, I think we started with Egypt, and then we actually didn't go into cave art until I took a Arts of Africa class. So even though they have like rock art, and then some of the cave art is more so like Europe, right? Let's see. That statue is the average fear and hunger run. I'm playing Crusader Kings while watching, so it fits the theme. Nice! Bleeding out the ass. Losing all but one limb. So the reason why this statue, the Critios boy sculptures are usually brought up is because you start to see a movement from like very rigid Egyptian art. Like if we look at Egyptian art, if you look at it, it's very rigid. Okay, this is more of a recreation. Here we go. This is from the Book of the Dead. They always show Egyptian art, they always show it in kind of like a very standardized way. They show both limbs, both arms, both legs, and then the torso and chest are shown frontally. While the head is kind of a mixture actually if you think about it. The head is in profile, but the eye is looking straight at you. If the eye was actually in profile, it would not look like that. Like the iris and pupil would actually be closer to like where your nose kind of like is. So it's kind of like a mishmash of different like perspectives, but it's to show the entire body. And it kind of went into this idea that like for example, this is meant to show the afterlife. If you didn't show every part of your body, you would not have all of your limbs in the afterlife. So like that's why they show like both arms, both legs, the torso and like chest are usually like frontal. Because if you just showed like, if you made it realistic to how it looks in profile, you'd be missing a part of your body, essentially. That was kind of part of the belief system. So it's very rigid, but it's also very stable. So if you look at Egyptian statues, you usually look at this. So they're like carved out of like, they're usually like, their backs are to like kind of a wall. Their feet are very stable, and also they're kind of stiff. That's the thing, is that they're kind of stiff. However, this is kind of what the Egyptians wanted, because they wanted these statues to survive for millennia after they died, so that, you know, it would like preserve them in the afterlife. So it's stiff, but it's stable. However, when you look at Greek statues with is it contrapposto? Is that the... I misspelled it, but there's this thing in art history called contrapposto, in which you know, this is a famous example, David, where the weight of one foot, or the weight of your body is on one foot. So here you can see that he's putting more stress on this foot, and this foot is just kind of dangling, right? It's less stiff. He looks like a person that's just hanging out. He doesn't just look like a statue, right? He looks like a guy just made out of stone. So you see this a lot in Greek art. They start to trend more towards like contrapposto and like kind of showing like the body as it probably would have looked. It's more natural. However, what happens when you do that, you can see here, is now it's not as stable. Now like the elements can wear away at some of these statues, and that's why some of them are missing arms. Look, see, like this famous statue over here. I'm blanking. I think this is also Nike, right? Because she has the wings. There's a good one. So you can see kind of like the lines, like the hips and the waist and the shoulders. They're not all lined up, but it's more naturalistic. It looks more like a human body. So that's where Critios Boy comes in. This statue. This is supposed to show kind of like the in-between. This is kind of the shit. This is such a good graphic. This is such a good graphic, because here you go from like the stiffness and stability of Egyptian art to like the contrapposto, the free movement, right? And this is the in-between. Critios Boy is the in-between of those two. Let's go back. Oh. Critios Boy. It's the in-between. Like, his shoulders are still pretty stiff. His they're in line with his hips and his waist. However, you see the foot. The foot is going forward. There's an attempt at making it a little bit more natural, right? So that's kind of like when you take an art history class, especially like a 101 class, most likely you're gonna talk about Critios Boy. Imagine getting a torso boy in the afterlife. Side, not yay. Egypt, the first culture to normalize crediting the fucking artist. Yes. There's some that, like, you know, sometimes they didn't credit the artist, but I don't know. It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. So yeah, that's why this guy's important. Not this guy, but like what they're representing. Okay, and then we're getting into like later on. So we're getting, this is, I want to say the Byzantine Empire. What was the name of that king? Sophia and Byzantine Emperor and wife. Theodora and Justinian. There we go. Wait. This guy. Here we go. Guys, Vivinka said that guy has no worth as a person. Shane can— wait, what? Like, which person? I don't understand. But so we're starting to see a little bit of like Orthodox art, which like modern Greece, they no longer believe in the, or for the most part, they don't believe in like the ancient gods like Zeus, Poseidon, that kind of stuff. A lot of them are Orthodox Christian. So this is kind of like harkening back to that. And look, they did their makeup in a way that makes it look like that art style. This art style is starting to get into so it's a bit how do I say this? I love medieval art and architecture. That's actually going to be the topic for my next like lecture style educational thing, is Gothic architecture, medieval art. This, you're starting to see a little bit of medieval art style with this, but it's also mosaic, which is like a long Greek tradition. In like Greek art, they did mosaics. And if you don't know what mosaics are, if you look closely at this picture, you'll see that it's actually made up of little bits and pieces. I'm failing right now. I don't remember like what, I think it's just like, is it ceramic? Is it shells? I don't remember, but oh, you said the statue man wasn't important. Well, you know what I mean, like they're important in their lives, but what they're referencing is the Critios boy statue, and that's kind of why that's the focus. It's sanded stones. I see. Let's zoom in a little more. There you go. See, it's made up of a bunch of stones, but all of different colors. But when they come together, when you when you zoom out, they create this complete picture. So that's a mosaic. This is a tradition that dates back to like ancient Greece, and then you start to see it in like medieval Greece as well. So if we actually look at it though, it seems like it's just like kind of line and flat color, but the more you zoom in, you start to see like there's some variations on the color. It's not just peach here. There's a little bit of white for the highlights. There's dark brown for the shadows. Even her eyes, I think this is Theodora. Yeah, this is Theodora. Even her eyes, you get like the dark brown and the light brown, and then you get the white stones for the eye whites. And even the line of her eye, it's not just one color, it's not just black, there's a little bit of red too. So it's a mixture of like ancient Greek tradition, ancient Greek art tradition, plus the new medieval style. Which for its time, this is one thing that like never occurred to me when I was, or not never, but it took a while to really like, for me to internalize it. But back then, this style was like, this was their modernism. This was their modern art. So of course there were people who were like critiquing it. They're like, oh, look at this modern art. Why can't we go back? Like, but what's the meme? Like, reject modernity, embrace tradition. Let's go back to the Greek statues. You know, like, oh, well, look at what we used to have. Look at the tradition that we used to have. Now look at this. Look at this damn modern art that the kids are all waffling about. Like, if they weren't so vain, they could have collapsed as an empire. They wouldn't have collapsed as an empire. Expensive. Stones, dyed clays, and shit ton of— oh, lapis lazuli. I like lapis lazuli. So it's a pretty color. But yeah, that's one thing that I like. I think that's another reason why I like medieval art, is because for its time, the art and the architecture were like, they were going against tradition. But nowadays they're seen as like, oh, look at it, it's ugly. This one, I'm actually not so sure what's going on with this part. This looks like Cupid, right? Or Eros, as the Greeks would have called him. Oh yeah, look, there's Justinian. I don't know if that's supposed to be Theodora, but that's definitely Justinian, I want to say. Justinian. It's not a perfect match, but yeah, you kind of see it. Could also be Putti. Yeah, you're right, you're right. Reminds me of a comic I saw. 3 frames of artist proclaims, "I'll never be good as the old masters." Going further back in time, the last frame is a caveman proclaiming, "I'm the best." I saw that same one, right? Where it's like a modern artist being like, "I'll never be like the old masters." And then the next frame is like, Da Vinci? And he's like, "Oh, I'll never be like the old masters." And then like it goes to like, I think like an ancient like Greek or Roman artist being like, "Oh, I'll never be like the old masters." And then yeah, it ends with like the caveman being like, "This is perfect." But at the same time, as much as like I would love to believe that's true, there's probably a lot of Neolithic art that's been lost to us, right? There's probably like a Neolithic artist back then that was like, "Man, I'll never be like the old masters," and it's like a Paleolithic artist that unfortunately their art is lost to us now. It's like eroded away or it was destroyed or something like that, right? And then the Paleolithic person is like, "I'll never be like the old masters," and it's like an Australopithecus. Like it's like the ancestors to Homo sapiens. And the Australopithecus is like, "I'll never be like the old masters," and it's like the first fish that came out of water. It's like an endless cycle until and then it's like the what is it? The mono-unicellular organism that's like, "Yeah, this is perfect." Like, this right here, this is it. Normalize painting on walls. No, don't normalize that. Remember that one white leader that kept painting in national parks and besmirching ancient art in the caves? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, so, I don't know what that's all about. And then this one too. This might be like ancient art. This might be like, you know how like the what is it? The Jomon art for, wait, Jomon art. You know, for like Japanese, like this is like their ancient art. Maybe this is like their ancient art. This one I'm actually like kind of drawing a blank. It's not super familiar, but it might be like ancient, like before even the Minoans. Bring back the Etruscans. They had figured it out. Make art and disappear. Exactly. But yeah, and then I think this last one is the Sphinx from the Oedipus story. You know, what is what is it? What walks on 4 legs in the morning, and 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? That's right, a raccoon. No, I'm just kidding. It's people. The statue is literally an Orichalcos card. Holy shit, you're right. I play Seal of Orichalcos. I play Pot of Greed, which lets me summon Pot of Greed, which lets me draw 3 additional cards. But yeah, so thank you, Nomi, for recommending this video. The Athens Olympics back in 2004. So yeah, fantastic. I'm glad I got to talk about all these different like Greek art traditions. I think this one is like modern. I want to. Oh no, you know what? It's like I've seen it before. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. So like, I think it's Neolithic Greek art. It's not yeah. Okay. I'm like, I've seen that face before. It's like Neolithic art. It's like the old art. I think that's what the yellow and the black was as well. I think it's like Neolithic. It's like, it's super old. I legit play Seal in tournaments in straight clutch. Oh man, I want to get back into Master Duel. Saku was playing it earlier last week, I want to say. I was like, oh, I want to get back into it. Votive fetishes, where you see like the Venus of Wallachia. Villenberg? I forgot. Anyway, yeah, so that's this. It really showcases the history of Greek art. Very nice. Very nice. Let's go ahead and exit out of those. Exit out of these. And then Alright, so next artist. Pixel art. Downloaded Master Duels, played one game, and I was like, what the fuck is this nonsense? You have to play the tutorials. You have to do what Saku did. You have to play the tutorials. Because, you know, I only played Yu-Gi-Oh! As a middle schooler. Of course I didn't follow the rules. Oh, it's not that? Because, like, what is it? The XCs stuff and, like, the one where you, like, link it together. I got confused with those. But the tutorials helped a little bit. Ran into someone playing modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Okay. Alright, while we talk about that, let's also take a look at... I don't have a B-Sky account. Is it worth it, guys? Do you guys have an account on B-Sky? Because look, it shows up with the little alt text here. That's pretty useful. Is it worth? Master Duel uses OCG rules, not TCG. Ah, okay. Oh, you do, Zaku? Would you recommend? Even after 2 hand traps and a board wipe, he reset with no damage whatsoever. What the frick? See, that's why I do single player. That's why I'm just doing, like, the training. You like? Oh, okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so this artist was recommended. This one and the next one are both recommended by Mushi. They're both pixel artists. Oh, and they do low poly and pixel stuff too. Oh, cute. Cute. I love this one. You get the stabbity. You don't quackity, you get the stabbity. I love it. This is really, it's really nice and like... I hesitate to say simple. When I say simple, I mean it in a positive way. I don't mean like, oh, this is simple, you know? But like, it's a reduced color palette, right? It's just the yellow, the darker yellow, the orange for the beak, and then the black, right? And then the background colors. And then the knife colors as well. It's not, uh-oh. Did I? No, my model froze. No. I'm stuck in the air. Is this what you guys meant by lag earlier? That it wasn't the stream that lagged, but it was my model? Oh no, PNGTuber Plus isn't responding! Ah! Alright, I'll close it. Let's close it. Close it. Shut it down! Okay, I'll be back. I'm coming back. There we go. I'm back. My deck banishes other people's decks and brings mine back from banishment. That's sick. What kind of deck is that? I've just, because I'm like an oldie, you know, like because I'm a millennial boomer. I just wanted to check out Harpy Ladies at first. Yeah, I was just checking out Harpy Ladies and I kind of like it, but it, you know, it's not too hard for me to get my ass beat. So, but you know, I kind of wanted to just start off with something simple that I'm familiar with, and then I'll move on into other ones. I kind of wanted to like, I was interested in like possibly doing like a vampire deck, right? Because I think Saku pulled some like vampire cards, and I was like, oh, that's sick. It's like Vesper, you know? But then like I started watching videos, and it's like, oh, it's not that great of a deck, and I'm like, oh man. But it'd be so cool, it'd be so edgy, and I like being edgy. I'm infamous in Master Duel. It's like how the Perry the Platypus meme now has become 3 lines of color. Oh, Eldritch. Yeah, so that's the one that I was like interested. It was like vampires plus Eldritch, apparently. It was like one that there's like you can pull from something called Immortal Royalty. That's what got me interested. If someone plays a card, I immediately banish the field except for me. Holy crap. Vamps suck ass. No, they suck blood. No, I know what you mean. Like, I know what you mean. I saw those videos and I'm like, oh man, this would be cool if it wasn't so, like, shit. Anyway, let's return back here. Let's return back to the pixel art. So, I like it. Like, the thing is, like, I don't feel like I can be qualified to talk too much or to like critique other people's pixel art. We are gonna stick to just appreciating, right? But like, one thing that I think I mentioned in my pixel art streams is that one pixel can really make the difference, right? Look at how this knife kind of curves. If you look at it from far away though. No, actually, yeah, that curve makes sense because it's like the knife is kind of at an angle. So it's nice and like kind of like a simple palette, but it works, you know? It's like a nice soft palette. I'm literally like the kid that says, no, we're skipping you, holy crap. Mess with the honk, you get the bonk. Oh, I like how they did these pixel. So like lettering in pixel art is like deceptively hard. Especially if you want to keep it to just like, you know, this is more than a couple pixels. This is I can't really count how many, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I think 6. 6 by, I want to say 6. I tried to do like, if you try to do like minimal amount of pixels for text, it's deceptively hard. So they did a really good job with this. Mess with the honk, you get the bonk. I like this like very subtle color variation here. Look at the foot over here, the little duck foot, goose foot. It's orange. I think these are the same color. The beak and the foot are the same orange. This might not look like it, but it's actually a slightly darker orange. But that helps to add some depth, especially since they didn't put any shading on the goose or the duck itself. Unless this counts as shading, but it's like, and by the way, this isn't like white. This isn't like what's it called? Pound FFFFFFF. This looks like it's like an off-white. So because like it seemingly lacks depth, this kind of adds it back in. This lets you know that this is the back foot. It's being covered by the body. We have like the little bonk hammer. I like how they did the little like, you know, the angry symbol, like the Crimson Ruse Oshi mark. Really nice. Oh, nice, the low poly stuff. This is really cute. They really get like the energy of the original post with like, but it's smaller. Like it still reads as, oh, this is so cute. It still reads as kind of like the original image, but they also added a little bit of their style because look at the size of the eyes here compared to like the reference picture. Nice. I love this one, the big boots. This one too. Oh my god. That's so cute. I love how they do curves. Curves are really hard in pixel art sometimes. Okay, so that's a newbie arts. This next one is Noyon art. They're also on B-Sky. Oh, I should make an account and follow. If any of you guys are also on B-Sky, please let me know, so just so I know like who to follow. Okay, so immediately we see like as opposed to like the first artist, like they kept it with kind of low pixel count, low kind of like very simple palette, but that still works. It really works with kind of like the cutesy look. I made an account, but I haven't done anything with it. Okay. We'll see if I do the same. This one has a little bit more pixel count, more colors, like more like colors in the palette, and then they do stuff like highlights and shading as well. But it's still pixel art, so let's go ahead and take a look at their stuff. Media. It's Angie. Look at the Angie burger. Is this a double-double? Like a McDonald's double-double? Oh, Robbie, thank you so much for the 2 months. Glad to see you. Hello. Borkar. Yeah, we're doing a little bit of art appreciation. We're looking at a pixel artist now. This is Noyon Art on B-Sky. And you got your Buko Pandan sticker. Very nice. Very nice. But yeah, so if you look at this art, this is a really good contrast to the first artist because both of them, I don't mean to compare in any kind of negative way either. They're both really good. As you can see, like I think the first person, a newbie, they I know I keep saying this, but sometimes there's like an artist you see something that like looks simple, but it's deceptively so. You can tell that they probably had like years of practice to do it. Same here, but they just have more color palette and then more pixel count. That in itself is like hard, but what a newbie also does is hard because when you have like reduced colors and reduced pixel count, it can be hard to make what you want read as what is okay. How do I phrase this? Like Let's go back to a newbie. How can you depict something with just 12 pixels? I guess is the question. That's not the amount of pixels here, but look, because it's so much smaller, you have to be really thoughtful about where you place those pixels so that it reads like the reference, like here, right? So in that regard, they don't need to use a lot of like shading or highlights. However, because this artist does, so you can kind of see what happens when you do use more shading and highlights and a little bit more variation to your colors. For me, I personally prefer something more closer to a newbie where it's like a bit reduced. But this is just as beautiful, right? Like look at the vibrant yellows, but then they shade it with like a vibrant orange. Get the Borkar. And you see kind of the highlights kind of differ from like, I don't know if this is really a highlight or just like cheese, but they have very subtle highlights. These highlights are not as subtle, but it shows the difference in texture. Like this is melty cheese. Melty, ooh, I like American cheese. Egg. Even this one, okay, let's compare. Because look, both of these are very similar in how like it's just background, subject. Solid color for the background and subject, right? Background, subject. However, even here, look at the edges of the fingers. It's not that same solid color. It's like a slightly brighter color. What this is, I don't know if this counts as anti-aliasing, but it's basically anti-aliasing. What that is that like the edges are kind of blurred. Or in this case, I don't know if they're blurred or they just intentionally use this color on the edges to kind of give it a little bit more dimension and a little bit more depth. So even though like when you first glance at this, it's like, oh, it's just 3 colors. It's blue, it's yellow, or actually it's also like this, it's not black, but this is like the face, right? So how many colors is that? It's blue, it's yellow, it's the face color, and it's white, and then it's the white shading, right? So that's 5 colors, but it's not. It's actually not 5 colors. It's blue, it's this light blue at the edges, it's white, it's the shading for the white, but then there's like a little like mid-range color over here, so that's another color here. Then there's the yellow, that's 6. But then you also look at the edges. There's like a lighter yellow, that's 7. You get the color for the face, that's 8. You get this mid color right here, that's 9. And then you have the highlight over here, that's 10. And then one more color actually. Where the blue and the yellow meet, there's actually a little tiny green. So that's actually 11 colors. So this looks like it's simple, but it's not. There's like a little bit of anti-aliasing, there's a little bit of blurring. Give it a little bit more dimension. Valhalla is really good with what this artist does. Yeah, exactly. So these are examples of just like some techniques that pixel artists use to like kind of add a little bit more dimension. Here you don't see it as much, but like I said, that's kind of like the fun challenge, right? There's not as much color, but how do you make it so that it reads like your reference? So these are actually two really good artists to kind of compare and contrast the different ways that pixel art can like, I don't know, do stuff. So yeah, thank you. I believe Mushi Bear was the one who recommended these two. So it's a newbie at B-Sky and this is Noyon Art. Thank you, Mushi Bear, for those artists. Okay, moving on. I believe we just have 3 more artists. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 more. Okie dokie. So this artist, this color mid as fuck. No. It's more so like how you use the color, right? It's more so how you use it. This is Diva. I've seen some of their art on my feed before. Diva Creates. And yeah, I think I've seen them using a lot of like, do they have like OCs that are nuns? Or they're at the very least they're dressed like nuns. Jeez! Quack quack burger. Ooh, so we see a lot of variety here because first of all, look at this kangaroo. Kangaroo's fucking jacked. This kind of reminds me of what's their name? Is it Wolfie? The one who did like the small art for Hollow Myth? Who is it? There's like a couple of hollow artists or artists that do art for Hollow Live that like it's relatively simple, but they're also capable of doing kind of like more complicated compositions, if that makes sense. Look at this photograph. Look at this graph. Australia area. Cute. I like the kangaroo in the back. He's just vibing. Some penguins, a little seal ready to fight. And then this one, oh my god, it's the little bow is so that you know that it's the mama. It's the mama kangaroo, and then the little one in here, right? He's flexing. The little one's flexing. So the reason why I bring up the hollow artists who are like, you know, they do like kind of a cutesy, simple looking style, but they're capable of like more complicated compositions. It kind of reminds me of this. This art is like kind of what reminded me of that, because like the faces are very anime style. The faces are not realistic, right? It's like stylized to look like anime, and they do that for like a certain effect, right? Like to show like the expressions are a bit more clear. This person's uncomfortable. This one's like, hey, check this out. This guy's strong, right? Or this gal is strong, right? This, you know, when it comes to like facial feature or I guess styles in general. You could go for something more what's called naturalistic. It looks like nature. It looks like if you were to draw a human face, if you want to go more naturalistic, you have to have the right proportions, you have to have the right shading. I just got back, I missed a lot. It's okay, there's always the Vodmowo. We are looking at Diva's art now. Yeah. So when you try like a naturalistic style, you have to make sure that everything's kind of like realistic. You have to have the shading. But if you go the opposite direction, if you go for what's called stylized art, what's the benefit of that, right? Other than it being easier to draw, what's the benefit of doing an anime style or something like this rather than like naturalistic? It's that you can actually convey emotions a little bit easier, right? Because you don't have to like put all the wrinkles right over here in like her furrowed brow. You could just draw the slanted lines for the eyebrows and you get the emotion right away. You draw a little sweat drop that tells that they're kind of nervous, right? You see the sweat drop here. The eyes, the less than equal, or what is it? Less than and greater than eyes, right? I don't know why I said eyes like that. These eyes, like, they show a certain emotion. It's like, However, if you look at the shading on the kangaroo, look how realistic it is. It's not hyper realistic, but it's still realistic, right? You have the light source coming from up here. It's going down on the chest and the abs of the kangaroo. It's going down here on the pouch. You have the musculature. This kind of how you know that like this artist, like they choose to do anime style, but they could, if they wanted to, do something a little bit more complex and more naturalistic. But they choose this because it's just gonna, it'll be easier to convey exactly what emotions are going on. These are echidnas, like Knuckles. Tougher than Knuckles. I'd rather flex my knuckles. But yeah, these are the animals. If you guys like, oh, wait, is this a whole Sonic reference? Because like they're drawing a hedgehog and then they're drawing an echidna. So Sonic the Hedgehog, Knuckles the echidna, you know? Or is she mistaking the echidna for the hedgehog? This person just has cute... There's lots of really cute details here. Like, this person is looking at, like, an animal book. This person's drawing a hedgehog, but you can see it's kind of, like, kind of silly looking. The seal is drawing a seal. The seal's drawing a seal. Seals are the best, right? That's a hedgehog. These are echidnas. It even says it right here. But yeah, this is a hedgehog, right? And then the evil duck. Very edgy-hedgy. I like this one that's crawling up to the evil duck. This person has like a notepad and it just says cute, right? Trainee. They're info dumping, right? And then there's like a little donut. Round snooty boys. Yeah. Echidnas, if you guys don't know what those are, they're a real animal. They exist in real life. They're called monotremes. Echidnas and platypuses, platypi. They're both part of a group called monotremes. They're mammals, they have hair, they lactate. However, they also lay eggs. So these guys lay eggs. Same with platypuses, but they're kind of like, they're theorized to be kind of the in-between between like egg-laying animals and mammals who give birth to live young. What I also like about Diva's art is that some of the pics are related and it makes like a story for the art scenes. Yeah, because this goes with like the previous picture. They're at a zoo, right? It tells the story that they're at a zoo. Oh, I'm just losing executive function, repeating what you said. Oh, okay, no problem. So yeah, it looks like they're at the zoo. There's like a bunch of different animals, right? A bunch of little details. I haven't really talked about the technique that much yet, right? Look at the grass that the echidnas are on. You see like the brush strokes here. You kind of see the artist's hand, and I think I've mentioned before, I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of like kind of painterly, even if it's like digital painterly style, I'm a big fan. So when you see the brush strokes, when you see the techniques that they used, you can tell that here, it's kind of subtle. Zoom in. Here, you can tell that they probably had like a base that's just like this like off-white, off-yellow. Then they have like this beige color, and then they just did this motion. And then they probably overlaid a little bit of like light color on there. Oh, look at this echidna that's crawling on the wall. Look at the little eyes and the evil duck. Oh, you see it here. Look, you have the echidna, and you see kind of like the strokes, the stroke marks here. Cute. Let's go back. So yeah, there's like a zoo arc. If you answer correctly, the class ends. Look at these expressions. The class isn't over until you answer correctly. Choose me. This is so cute. Very difficult. Found the chicken. Chicken. Study. Me to you guys. Study. Yeah, there's like some storylines here. Oh, bear! Look at the bear! Aww. Route? Oh, so is it like the little cub going up the mama cub? Or sorry, mama bear? Smug faces are so great, I agree. So you could either go the easy route, you could go up here, or you could zigzag, you could serpentine, or you could go straight up the chest, right? And there's little details like in the fur of the mama, right? I like the eyes here. You see the little paw prints that kind of like hints that like, oh, this person's the one that takes care of the bears, right? There's a little imprint in the snow. There's so many cute like details that like each image like has a little something for you to like be like, oh look, there's like little imprints here. You see like this penguin with like the little baby penguin, or it's not little, but with the baby penguin. Seals are the best. Little stuff hiding. So all of their art has like little cute details that are just super. Bear friend, what are the ducks doing? Oh no, look, there's drool. This is what I mean, like everywhere you look there's little details. There's a chicken hiding, beware of the dog. These mice are having a moment, you know, and then everyone's kind of just observing the whole thing. Oh, I think I know that guy. Yeah, this is cousin Fred, right? Little baby bear. I like the drool. There's just so much art that is just like, aw, like there's just so much detail in it. All right, last one. Oh no, they're hiding from the bear. So is it a running gag that they hide a chicken every time? Mega Bronson, welcome. Got ensaimada. Oh, I missed that. I might want some. You know what? This is really cute because then that means that there's a little game for this artist that like, there's always a little challenge for the viewers of like, find the chicken, find it. Because I think in like the past 3, there's always like a little like chicken, right? The little duckies. Yeah, they're like flying away. They're like, oh my god, it's a bear. Doggo. Oh, I think this person's trying to feed the bear. They think it's a doggo. You have like the angry birds over here, right? And the chicken. Clumsy gonna get mauled. But that's nice if any of you are like, you know, aspiring or budding artists. Like, this is a nice thing to kind of put little Easter eggs in your art. If not friend, why friend shaped? Exactly. Exactly. Little duckies. I'd run 2 if a bear forced me into her blockchain. There's no blockchain. Hello, Astral Luna. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a little bit of art appreciation today. Welcome. Hello, fellow bear. Yeah, look, very fitting as we're looking at a bear right now, right? Is mauled by Bibinka. No, there's no this is no mauling zone. But look at the little details. You have the scratch marks coming from the claws. And then there's like a couple other scratch marks to show that like this guy's been pawing at it, right? Like he's been doing it. He's been doing the thing on the window. This is so cute. Alright, one more. Oh! Look, it's a Subaru. Oh my god! Look! Memory unlocked! I had a shirt like this. I had a shirt like this as a kid! Memory unlocked! But look, this is Subaru, right? From HoloLive. No mauling as you bury your fangs. That's just my teeth. I just went to the dentist today. Be nice to me. I just went to the dentist. Oh, one more bear. One more bear. There we go. Look at these details. So we have like, is it the Mother Superior, right? Shuba Shuba. The owl and the nun have matching star hair clips. Teeth. That's just what I look like. Don't make fun of my teeth. So she is all powerful, the Mother Superior, because she can pet the bear. She can pet the bear. You guys can also pet the bear. Just not IRL. You can pet me, but don't go to like a zoo or a forest, pet the bear, and get mauled and be like, Babinka Bear told me that it was okay. Don't. Oh no. Sorry, that my F1 is logged to that. So thanks for the pet bite height. Yeah, thanks for petting the bear. Bears petting bears. Look in the over here. Oh, you know what's interesting is I couldn't tell if that was shading or not, but look how they have like little green like strokes on each of their faces. I think that's them trying to camouflage. It's not shading, it's camouflage. But they also have like a little bit of shading as well. Like there's a little bit of like a warm tone on here. The bear also has camouflage, the little cub. And then the ducks also, like you see there's like little strokes of green. This is what I mean. Lots of good like details. And then the chicken, we found the hidden chicken. And the last thing I want to highlight with this artist is once again, look at the digital painterly style, right? Look at the fur of the bear. George, hello. It's the nun's Twitter account. Yeah. Hello, George. It's a very cute. It is. It's super cute. I've seen them before, but this is the first time I've like really analyzed their art. Very detail oriented. There's lots of little Easter eggs, like a hidden chicken. I encourage everyone to have like a hidden chicken in your art somewhere, you know. But going back, like I think what I'm appreciating is kind of like the brush strokes here. You can tell that they have a good grasp on like lights. What is it, like, you know, just shading, rendering, that kind of stuff. Because like you can see that the light source is coming from up above here. Some parts here are shaded, but you also see like here the shoulder has like some highlights, and you just see the brush strokes on it. It's really nice. Let's zoom in a little bit more. I guess this is as much as we can zoom in. I think they vary their brushes too, because look, these are more like thick. These over here are a little bit more thin, but it adds to that texture, right? The fluffy texture. Look, there's a duck. It was hidden. Yeah, and then they also have like the thinner lines to really show like the boundary of the arm. This is really cute. And you know what's interesting is like the bear is very detailed. If you go back to the nun, not so much, but it doesn't, like, honestly, her clothes, her features don't need to be all the more complicated. What's with the squirt bottle? Why are you squirting, George? Actually, it's almost deceptive, because look, you have like big blocks of color, big blocks of like shading and highlights, but when you zoom in, actually, if you zoom in here, you do see the brush strokes, and then here as well, in the, it's called a habit, right? So, you know, that's another little artist tip, is like you can also vary kind of like your color blocking, your shading, that kind of thing. So yeah. So once again, this artist is Diva. Their actual like kind of handle is HYXPK. I will give them a follow right now. I think I follow them on my Pal Pandan account, but not here. So, alright, yeah. So thank you. I believe, was it Mowo? Were you the one that recommended this one? Let me check. Yeah, Mowo, you're the one that recommended this. So yeah. It's okay, I'm post-workout and need a breeze. Oh, okay, nice. Hope you had a good workout, by the way. I haven't been to the gym in a while. Me and Beans keep getting lazy, and because we're going to Japan in like less than 2 weeks, I have a feeling he's gonna be like, oh, let's just chill until we'll work out when we come back, right? But I don't know. I feel like we should work out. Okay, let me hydrate, and then we're gonna go ahead and go to the next artist, which is recommended by Sime, and this is Chuzenji. But let me just hydrate real quick. Thank you for the hydrate, don't hydrate. Nice. You know what? There's one thing. So we are going to go through all the artists, but at the next, whenever the next ad break is, I actually have to, not log off, but I'm just going to go on the BRB screen, because it's actually Beans's, it's Mama Beans's birthday today. So I think she's home, or I'm assuming she's home. I didn't hear otherwise, but I want to go greet her. Fun fact, so Beans and I think I mentioned this before, we live together. Beans is my partner, for those who don't know. And we live with his mom and brother. It's his mom's birthday today. It's my mom's birthday on Wednesday. So both our moms have birthdays that are very close, and both our dads actually have birthdays that are very close. My dad's birthday is August 25th. His dad's birthday is August 18th. They're still years apart, but like just the fact that like it's within the same month that it's like, oh, that's interesting. Thank you for the birthday greets. I'll let you guys know that y'all said that. You have a partner? I thought you were sad and lonely like the rest of us. No, Beans is my partner. He's my partner in crime. He's my partner in life. Oh my god, the coincidence? Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, for a second I was like, it would have been funny if our brother, because we also have brothers, but their birthdays are not close together. Because brother Beans' birthday is in April, and then my brother. Well, the thing is, I have multiple brothers, but the brother that's closest in age to him is in September. But yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on. This is Chuzenji, and this was recommended by Sime. I think you said this artist does Arknights. One of your favorite character designers in Arknights. Okay, let's take a look. There's 3 works that we're gonna take a look at. This one. Y'all gonna watch Brother Bear and Brother Bear 2. I haven't watched either, or I might have. I might have watched the first one, but I did see the there's this animator called Cass Vanderpool. I think that's their name. Let's just take a look. Oh, Van Pol. Or is it Vandepol? He's funny. Like, it's so loud. They do like recaps of like famous IPs, and they did like a Brother Bear one that like lives rent free in my head. Let me try and find it. Kung Fu Panda. Simba. Here we go, this one. I watched this one. It's really cute. I think I did see Brother Bear. I vaguely remember like the plot other than like what was gone over in here. But I don't think I saw the second one. But yeah, check them out. Check them. They might be like the next artist that we appreciate. But maybe not for this stream. Vague Bear. They mostly post black and white art on Twitter. Also Boss here. Boss here? Oh, is your boss walking around? No, no worries. Okay. Ooh, beautiful. This one also has like some really nice details. So this one, yeah, is all black and white. However, they have like a really cool texture going on here. Bosch here? So it's just black and white, but there's also variations like based on the brush strokes. And the brush strokes have like this canvas feel to them. I think this looks like it's digital. It could also be traditional but just scanned or like photographed. Oh, ad break. Okay. As promised, since there's an ad break, I'm gonna go check if Mama Beans is back from work. So give me a second. Spreading misinformation? I'm back. Yeah, so it looks like the ad break is also done. I was just greeting Mama Beans. She's back from work, so I was just greeting her. But yeah, let's go ahead and continue. Oh, thank you, Zako. Yeah. So let's go ahead and continue back. we're looking at the artwork of Chuzenji. We're gonna just be looking at 3 works by them, but there's already a lot of like detail that we're seeing here. So like I said, it's black and white, but there's like some variation because of the texture that they use. And then let's see what's going on here actually. Let's zoom out. Actually, we still need to zoom in a little bit more. We have this figure with like elk antlers, right? Or moose antlers. I can't quite tell. I think elk is more like reindeer, right? This looks like moose, you know? Moose. So this figure, kind of feminine presenting, holding a candelabra with a book, kind of looking down at it like very peacefully, but they also have a hand over here. They're dressed very fancy. Like they have like this shroud, right? Covering kind of like this big old dress. Ooh, very fancy. Lots of wrinkles. Like it. Let's see. They look very at peace, basically. So it looks like they're just peacefully reading, but all around them are other figures that kind of resemble them because they also have like the horns, the antlers. Actually, what's interesting is this looks more like reindeer. Like this figure has like more reindeer like antlers. This one is a little bit more moose, but they have like no, I think that's still the same like moose antlers. And then what's interesting that I'm only noticing now is this one has like ears of like a caribou or like an elk or a moose. This one also has like the ears. Oh no, she does. I was gonna say like this person doesn't have those ears, but they do. It's right here, right here. But this person has both. Like look, there's like the animal ears, the kemono mimi, and then there's like the human ears. So they got 2 pairs of ears, I guess. I think these are all different figures because she has like short hair. This one has hair that's like long but tied up. This one has like long but with like a fringe. I don't know if that's a vent. And then this one has like short hair but tied up. So I think these are all different figures. Maybe they're all of like the same species or something. Hello, Kureketa. You got the Taho sticker. Nice. We're looking at the art of Chuzenji, recommended by Sime. So it looks like, I don't know, maybe these are all part of like the same species or something, but they're different people. You know what? I think these are mirrors. I can't really tell whether this is like a triptych, like windows into some other space, or mirrors. They might be mirrors, but they're not reflecting her at all. They're reflecting like different places or different like situations, because we have some architecture here. This might be where they're from. And then here we have like a single figure, but they're looking in. They're looking into like the piece. And I can't quite... Ooh, we're very zoomed in. Let's zoom out. Oh, I hear a cat at the door. Okay, give me a second. Yeah, let me go ahead and get the cat. Definitely using a triptych framing. Yeah. For those who don't know, a triptych is basically kind of like a 3, like, I was gonna say like, I guess 3-way art. So it's a 3-way art piece. Basically, it's an art piece that has like 3 different things. Actually, one of my favorite works by Hieronymus Bosch is a triptych. It's the Garden of Earthly Delights. And usually these 3 pictures are usually like kind of, you know, they relate to each other in one way or another. Here we go. It's Bosch time, everyone. So, you know, there's the Garden of Earthly Delights. This is like the Garden of Eden, and then this is hell, right? So usually there's some kind of like narrative or story or something kind of linking all of them together. It's Bosch time. It looks cool. Reminds me of their way to near concept arts. Reminds me in a way to near concept art. I haven't played Nier Automata or Nier at all. I do know that it's, you know, like very, very hype, very well known. I just personally haven't played it. By the way, are you okay with Pixiv links for these? I may have a couple to throw at you. Yeah, go for it. Depending on how I feel after we look at Zako's stuff, I don't know if I can take a look during this stream. We might do it the next time, which would be 2 weeks from now. But yeah, I'm okay with Pixiv links. 0 days without a Bosch mention. Exactly, and we're gonna keep it that way. We're gonna try and mention Bosch every time we can. The Nier Automata game was a huge boon to the white wig industry. So true, so true. I did play a little bit of it, but like I just didn't have the time to like really go all in. I played like I think the very first boss. I played up to the very first boss. So there's one thing though with this art piece is okay. I was trying to like see how to read this because this line, at first I thought this was the mouth. I thought this line was the nose and this is the mouth and she's kind of grinning, right? But I think it's actually, sorry, let's go here. This is the neck. This is the chin. Sorry, not the neck, the chin, and this is her mouth. And you don't see the eyes. They're kind of like obscured by the frame and by the hair. But at first I was like, oh, is this like the mouth and she's like smiling here? Like smiling kind of evilly, but no, I think it's just like the chin. Near creating everyone's type. I think what's also interesting, a kind of good note, once again for budding artists, is that the use of contrast. Once again, this is just black and white, but there's certain techniques that they use to like kind of make these figures kind of ghostly. Like look, these 3 figures in the back, this one, and this one. The lines are kind of barely there. Like look, they look like little wisps, right? Like just little strokes of the pen right here. They're very light. Same here. This is very light. And I think they actually did use some texture too to make it look very much brighter than it really is. Whereas here, the central part, very bold, very like the blacks are black, like the dark parts are dark. And you have like just there's just much more contrast, right? And that's like a really effective way to show like what your eye is supposed to focus on first, and then what you're supposed to notice after. So this one is the central figure, right? So they're using composition to tell us that this is the central figure. This is what you're supposed to be paying attention to. And then the closer you look, the more you notice like, oh, there's these other figures over here. Oh, and actually look at this. Look at where this figure meets this figure. They actually brighten the outline a little bit. Like this part is a little brighter than this part. That's to kind of like, it also makes it look more like she's glowing, but also so you don't kind of, it doesn't confuse the eye, I guess. Like it, how do I say this? If the artist didn't do that, if they didn't have this little glowy effect, then the lines would get too busy, basically. It would get too busy. So little techniques like that, like they really help with like creating this composition. This air of mystique. Oh, look at the stars. Very nice. Okay, let's go on to same artist, but some of their more colorful and detailed work. Ooh. So I don't know anything about Arknights. I think I've mentioned this before. I do love the art that Sime that you've been recommending. But you know, I don't always know the context, but it's nice to just kind of like analyze just from what we're given, right? So I think this is the same character, right? This is the same character as the first one, because she got the big old like moose antler. She has like this shroud, short hair with like the chain. Let's look back. Yeah, short hair. Actually, it's not short. I think it's just this front part that's short. And then as you can see, the hair kind of flows out. So they have the candelabra. What else? They have the shroud, so I guess the shroud is red, and then they have the antlers, right? Along with the staff. If we take a look at it, just like from here, it kind of looks like she's floating in space. And then you have these shapes over here that kind of imply, like these over here. They imply constellations. They look like stars. And then there's lines kind of connecting them so that you see like certain shapes. Because this in particular looks like a deer or an elk or a moose. So this looks like maybe it's like a migrating... Oh, actually all of them are. Can you see the legs here? This one I couldn't tell. I thought it was a serpent, but no, these are the legs and these are the antlers. The head is just pointing upwards. So we see kind of like a march of different like Like I said, I don't know if they're elk or if they're like mooses, but they're kind of like marching in a procession across the sky, framing this figure. Oh look, we have another. I think it's a deer. This looks like a deer. Whoa, this music is getting kind of freaky. Let's go back to... Let's listen to eyeliner. Oh no, we kind of listen to a lot of eyeliner. Let's listen to Surfing. It's another vaporwave band that I like. Deep Fantasy. Surfing. Del Boca Vista. By the way, that's a Seinfeld reference. I think that's where his parents live, isn't it? Anyway. So it looks like this person is like a magic user, right? They have this staff. Ooh, something I like about when people portray space in art is I like when they show stars of different colors, like the blue, the reds, because that is what it be. It do what it do, Yugi. Like, there are stars of different, like, our eyes see it as, like, blue or red or yellow, never green for whatever reason. I remember my professor told me the reason. My astronomy professor told me, but I just don't remember, so... But there are blue stars. They burn with, like, a brighter and, like... They burn with a brighter flame, but also that means they're gonna burn out easier. Take with that what you will. Let's see, what else? It's funny, when I was lurking, I wasn't really lurking, I was also chatting, but in Ria's stream, people were talking about chromatic aberration, which is basically like, I just know it as like a 3D effect, but you're seeing it here. It's almost like a... Chromatic means color, aberration means like... How do you say, like, something that's aberrant is like out of the ordinary. So it's basically an effect created by like light. So you see like these what do you call these, like these stars, but like it's not, they don't just use white to show these stars. There's a little bit of rainbow next to it. It creates this illusion that like the light is going through, like it's like a realistic light effect basically. You also see it in the staff. You see a little bit of red, green, and blue. That's the chromatic aberration. It basically creates kind of like a 3D effect basically. I said basically a lot in that sentence. You also see it here, like these strokes. This is chromatic aberration. It really kind of just adds to like this feeling of like this is light. Same here, you see it in the candles, the candelabra. You see it in her hair too. Look at these little like blue strokes. It's a really cool effect to add at the very end of your composition. I wouldn't recommend like just adding it like at the very beginning, but to each their own. There's also a little bit of like light particles here, so it really adds to kind of like the space light kind of like motif that we got going on here. Lots of folds, lots of hair. I could never. Like this is a lot. It's really nice, but there's just so much time spent into it. It's really pretty, but it's like, damn, this must have taken 5 ever. Very nice though, very nice. So you do like, I think what's really effective about like a good character design is a motif. I saw like a video about how like VTubers could learn a lot about this, and that like sometimes a really strong VTuber design has a motif. And this one video, the example they brought up was onigiri. She's an oni, right? Like a Japanese demon, but onigiri also means rice ball. So her design, it might not look like it at first glance, but her design has the motif of a rice ball. It's like her hair, the shape of her hair, and then like kind of like where the darks and lights are on her body. It has that motif. So here the motif seems to be like candles, elks, or like I said, some kind of antlered creature. A little bit of space, a lot of light, basically. So it's almost like a stellar, also with like kind of like the constellation. So her motif, her theme seems to be like a procession of like herd animals through space. So I don't know how on the dot that is. Oh, her staff also has like a little like antlered creature right here. I don't know how accurate that is. I don't play the game, but that's just what I'm noticing. It's a really good character design because it has like those motifs. But yeah. Okay, last one of this artist. Butt. She got a big butt. Oh, okay, so we got some jellyfish imagery here. We got, this looks like an umbrella, right? Is her weapon an umbrella? Yeah, look, there's like the hook part over here. We got some birds. Got some seagulls. Some umineko, no nakukoro ni. This is another kind of effective thing in a character design is the color palette. From the complexity, you can see who is 6-star character and 5-star character. Ah, I see. So who's the ultra rare and who's the super rare, right? Oh, that's a cool thing to point out. But yeah, so limited color palette. I talked about this earlier with Anubi and their pixel art, but like a limited color palette isn't like, when I say limited, I don't mean it as a negative. A limited color palette can really unify a piece. I remember when Milky, she was giving me some art tutorials. She was saying that like a really good way to unify a piece is to use a gradient over everything. Because it kind of like all the colors then kind of like match. They're kind of unified under this gradient. So here you have a lot of like unification with like the color palette, because the color palette that I'm seeing is black, white, and very vibrant blue. But there's also some colors in between. So like there's the light blue of the hair. There's like a grayish tone as well. Even her skin is very light. So black, white, blue. That's really all you need to like kind of make this like unified color palette. However, in the piece itself, you also have the opposite of blue. In the color wheel, the opposite is orange. It's orange. You see it in little spots here, and on the umbrella. And what this does, it kind of emphasizes the blue a little bit more, but the orange itself also pops out. See, you can see it pretty vibrantly against everything else. So these are called complementary colors. We've gone over this before, right? But use them wisely, because then they can really emphasize each other. Character design wise, first thing I noticed was the butt. Oh, is she a nurse character? Look, we got the syringes. We got the nurse hat. She also has an eye patch. Yeah, an eye patch. So there's all, oh, and like a cross over here. We got the motif of her being like a nurse. Oh, okay, a medic. Okay, so we have like a healer character. However, her expression seems kind of like deadpan, a little bit sad actually. You see like a little bit of the eyebrow here. So I wonder if she's kind of like a somber, medic. That also like is a really cool like the concept behind a character. You can also see it a lot in their design. You have that she's a medic, but she also has like, let's analyze a little bit. She has the umbrella, so she has some like, you know what? The motif is very sea ocean themed, because these are seagulls, right? These are jellyfish that live in the ocean. There's the umbrella, but then if you look here, it's like water texture. So she has like a sea theme going on. But also the umbrella like blocks against like water that's raining down. You get some rain effects. Not to mention her color palette is blue. So those are also some hi beeplebees, hello. We're doing some art appreciation. We're looking at this character designer called Chuzenji. We're analyzing this character right now. We've so far talked about how they have like a limited color palette that unifies everything. Ooh, you got the Tahoe sticker. Nice. We highlighted that there's like an ocean theme going on with the jellyfish, the seagulls, the rain, and the umbrella, and then the waves over here. There's also a medic like motif as well, because she has syringes, a nurse's hat, and an eye patch. Scuba bear. Oh, maybe that should be another costume. We're gonna go scuba diving. Oh man, you guys want some Babinka Bear lore? It's very short. It's a not so fun fact. I can't swim. I've tried multiple times to learn, but I just never learned. So that's one of my big weaknesses is drowning. But maybe with some scuba gear, maybe maybe I will survive. But yeah, so the motifs here, what we have is medic or like medical stuff with ocean themed. So perhaps are they like a boat medic or something? An ocean medic? I do wonder. Neither can I? Oh man. We gotta stick together in in the landlocked countries. Or at least just be very careful when you go to the beach. But okay, so that's all I can really say. Like I said, the only thing that I can really kind of tell from the character is that she seems very like somber. She doesn't seem very like Genki, right? She doesn't seem very like, yeah, let's fix your injuries. She seems very like, oh no, you've suffered again, haven't you? But I don't know, who's to say? Pretty good guess. Okay, nice. Like I said, that's just what I'm getting from the motifs I'm given. It's I think about it as like, oh, you've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? But okay, so this is the art of Chuzenji. Very beautiful art. Oh my god, it's Akunohana. It's flowers of evil. Very based. But alright, so yes. Thank you so much, Sime, for recommending this artist, Chuzenji. Awesome, awesome. Very awesome character designs. Very good motifs and very good art. Alright, so the next artist is... this is Omar Ryan. This is recommended by Matthew. Let me see some... Yeah. So this is... Yeah, art of Omar Ryan. We're just gonna take a look at three of their works. Even though all of them look really, really good. But we're gonna take a look at the bears. And then this one, because I've seen it before. But you know what? Let me take a hydration break. Okay, I'm back. Why are you spraying me, Matthew? Hydrate? Oh, okay. You got the dancing. Okay, so I definitely recommend that you guys check out this artist. Let me actually... Oh, you know what? I haven't been linking the artist in the chat, but I'll... You can find it if you guys are in the Discord. Excuse me, I have to burp. If you guys are in the Discord, if you go to Art Appreciation, just take a look at the queue. In fact, I'm gonna pin it right now. Can I pin it? Yeah. Oh yeah, pin it. That way you can take a look at the artists. But yeah, this is Omar Ryan. They right from the get-go, very detailed art, very, very cool art. Oh my god, it's Godzilla and the Bandersnatch. Ooh, they're definitely like really like well trained or well educated with art. You see a lot of things from like, you know, Rococo Baroque art, right? These definitely okay. Let's start with this one. Let's start with this one. I've seen this artwork before in the okay, yeah, let's use cookies. Oh, I guess we can't zoom in any more than that then. What is this? The Favorite 2010 oil on panel. Oh my gosh, this is an oil painting. Okay. So this is traditional. These are oil paintings. So this looks like it's very much based off like oil paintings from real life, you know, but Well, it is an it is an oil painting in real life, but it's based off like kind of like the old school like Baroque Rococo portraiture, right? You know what? Let me, like I said, I have trouble with like the difference between the two Baroque portraits. I guess Baroque is a little bit different. Because you see like more intimate close-up portraits. I need like the full body. What about Rococo? Yeah, it's more Rococo. It's more Rococo. Rococo mentioned my sleeper cell code is activated. Yeah, it's so their style is very Rococo, and what that means is, you know, it's fanciful. It's 18th century. Here we go. Let's learn together, shall we? Expression in painting, it's aesthetic movement in the 18th century, migrating to America. Despite its value as autonomous work. I want some characteristics. Here we go. So the French Revolution, growing freedom of thought, being born in 18th century France. Displaced from the center of interest historical painting, which was previously the most prestigious genre. It just seems more fanciful. Opposition to academic doctrine. Okay. So it's a little bit more romantic. It's a little bit more romantic. So, but this is kind of a play on that, because with like Rococo portraits, you see these people that are like looking very fancy, right? So with their best dress, they look very nice. However, you know what? I do feel okay. I do want to do a little bit more research, because I feel like maybe that's not the case, because this seems a little bit tamer, right? It's fancy to us because people don't necessarily dress like this unless you're like Gothic Lolita. But I wonder if this is the dressed down version. Sensuality, pleasure, decoration, okay. Sensual treatment, richly dressed, country backdrops. Idyllic world supposed to exist in classical antiquity. Intimate, not intended for the general public, but for consumption of the idle nobility. Which is why you have the big booty bitches right here. I shouldn't call her that, but you know what I mean, right? That's interesting. So yeah, not meant to be like, you know, shown off to the masses. It's just for the rich people to enjoy. So it's not dressed down. It is very dressed up. Okay. That's good context to have in this because you have this fanciful dressed little girl, right? But she's holding on to a monster. She's holding on to like a ferocious, grotesque. It has like all these like boils and wrinkles and like snarling teeth and a little bow and horns. So it's a really good take on Rococo and a little bit of like a reversal of it. Because it's fanciful, right? But also, like, if you think about it, if you had like a Rococo person that had like a twisted sense of humor, this would probably still be Rococo to them, because it's like intimate. It's a little girl with her pet, right? With her pet with a little bow. It's not meant for other people to see. It's meant for like the rich ass people to see, right? So it, you know, in a way, this kind of still is Rococo if you think about it. It's just not as fanciful, right? It's grotesque, but the girl looks fine. This is the creature that looks grotesque. I've seen this in the context of like a tweet saying that like instead of writing the letter to Santa, you write it to Satan. But that thing's name is something like Precious. Yeah, it's like this my dog Precious. Yeah, little bow. He likes snackies. Meanwhile, the creature itself is like snarling. It's like. So yeah, I think this is, like I said, those are really a kind of like reversal, but also kind of like goes along with the whole like kind of idea of what Rococo art is. It's a little bit more intimate. Okay, let's go back. Yeah, he don't buy. Yes, he do. Okay, let's take a look at some more stuff. This one very, very much like kind of like classical Rococo. You have this figure. Is this Leda and the Swan? Oh, Fickle Leda. Okay. Leda and the Swan is like one of those Greek myths where it's like, oh, Zeus is hunting for some ladies again. To content warning SA. Like, but you know, like Leda is okay. Leda and the Swan. It's a popular theme in like lots of classical and classical facing art. Basically, like Zeus does, you know, have his way with a woman named Leda, but in the form of a swan. And it's interesting to see like the different depictions, right? You see like this one, she's like kind of in awe of this like magical swan. Here, it's straight up like no, like she does not want that. Here, the title is Fickle Leda, so she's looking at the swan kind of like, ooh, what's going on there, you know? So this is a little bit of a, you know. Oh, and then there's Cupid over here. Or like a depiction of Cupid, could be a putti. But yeah, they have their arrow drawn, right? So he hasn't even fired his arrow, but already Leda's kind of like, I don't know what's going on there. And then it's Fickle Leda. Fickle meaning like, oh, she doesn't know whether she wants Zeus over here or whoever this duck is supposed to be. But the arrow is ready, right? It's pointed right at her head. So we know what's gonna happen. Okay, let's look at the bears. I wanna look at the bears. Look, he's having a good time. Beer barrel bear. Say that 5 times fast. Beer barrel bear. Beer barrel bear. Beer barrel bear. Bear. Sorry if I peek the mic, but okay, we got a bear riding on a barrel with beer, with like a little. It kind of looks like honey, but no, it's beer. It could be mead. Mead's made of honey. I wish I could zoom in a little bit more. It's no me. As a bear. Oh, because of the hat? I love it. Bear also has armor. They got the sword. They have like a... Is this what you call a cutlass, actually? Or is it a rapier? It actually looks like Vesper's rapier, right? Got the hat. They're swinging it around. I like how... Okay, so one thing with this painting is you could see the sense of motion. You can see that he's swinging it because you see like the little droplets going this way. The tongue is kind of like lolling out of his like his huge jaws, right? And then you see like this little string of saliva going here. So you could tell he's mid-motion. You could tell that he's probably singing something like yarg. Trying to remember what's one of those like sea shanties. The Weatherman one. Yeah, so he's singing something. He's jolly, right? He's dancing on the beer barrel, by the way. There's a toppled over chair. Isn't that such a nice detail to show that it's a little chaotic. He's drunk. He's crunk, you know? It's a good sense of motion. Really interesting colors, too. I wish I could zoom in more. Wait, can we? No, I can't. It's just zooming in on the text. But very good, like, color, because they could have easily just made the barrel brown, right? And they could have just used, like, you know, the shading and highlight colors, but there's a little bit of green, too. There's a little bit of green here. Kind of shows like a little bit of complexity to the barrel, but also like it helps it to stand out, especially because you have a bear wearing kind of like yellow brown clothing on a brown barrel. For people that don't really attack, why are you attacking me? For folks that are still getting into like color theory, this would be very hard to pull off if you didn't know how to like kind of like mix your colors in a more engaging way. Because basically what I'm saying is that it could all blend together if you don't know what you're doing. Like I said, brown bear, brown background, brown barrel. Even the pants are a little bit more yellow, but they are brown. And yet they don't get all muddled together, right? You could tell that like this is a leg over the barrel. You could tell that like this is clothing and not fur, right? Yeah, different shades of brown, exactly. Different shades, but also different hues. Because this is more yellow. This is more red. This is actually starting to get towards green. So while you can argue... Aw, thanks for the hug. While you can argue that they're all brown, they're all different hues and shades. So very, very skillful. Alright, let's go to the last one from this artist. The tentacles are also really cool. Dinosaur. She milking the Triceratops. Ah, this guy's a little bit more dignified. He's not going as hard. I don't think this is the same guy, right? Because the other one had a red hat. This guy has a black hat. He's just, you know, he's just mildly sipping on his beer. And his Berenstein Bear. It's the Berenstein Bears. That's such a fun like that's such a fun pun. So this is a good contrast from the other one because there's not really like too much sense of motion in this one. Ah, it's Grandpa Barrington. Oh my God, Vite. It's your family portrait. It's Grandpa Barrington's portrait. Bro's making a mess. Yeah, he is. He is making a mess, but there's not as compared to the other one. There's not as much motion. You can see that this is like dripping, right? But other than that, like there is implications of motion. Like you can see this little droplet is about to fall. This is like falling off the table. But he's also pretty calm in comparison to the other bear. He's just sitting straight up. The composition itself is like very vertical until you get to his face and then it gets horizontal, right? There's a little bit of like curving, right, with the feather. But otherwise, this is a very stable composition. It's kind of like what we were talking about earlier with like Egyptian art was very stable. A little stiff, but a little stable as well. But there's also a little bit of like the curvature with the feather. The arm isn't just like kind of vertical. There's a little bit of a curve. He has it on his lap. So very, very stable. And then you compare it to the other one, right? Where like there's all kinds of like dynamic lines and curves here. So yeah, these two like contrast each other really well. Maybe one more, just because there's so much variety in this. Let's look at like one of their more. I'm assuming this is late. Oh yeah, this is 2022. Dang, so there's a 10-year difference between like these and these, but they're both consistently really good. Oh, you know what? These harken back to still life portraiture. Lots of character to them. You know what? Let's look at this one. This is gonna be the last one we look at for Omar Ryan. Who's gonna tell him to stop making a mess? He's a bear. Exactly. So this is interesting because it harkens back on like, so this is like old fairy tales and modern fairy tales if you think about it, because this is the Bandersnatch, I believe. Let me check. Bandersnatch. Not Black Mirror. Alice in Wonderland. Ah, where? Okay. Oh, it's not the Bandersnatch. It's what's it called? It's not the Bandersnatch. Is it the yes, the Jabberwocky. There we go. That's right, the Jabberwockies. I fucking love the Jabberwocky. Okay, anyway. So we have the Jabberwocky, right? This is from Alice in Wonderland. Or I think the follow-up, right? There was like a follow-up to Alice in Wonderland? Baby freeze. That's what I knew how to do in high school. I knew how to baby freeze. He was having tea with Godzilla, which is like a, you know, kind of a more modern fictional character during a time when like atomic warfare was kind of like a big fear. So therefore that's manifested as Godzilla, who has like the atomic breath, right? This is the Jabberwocky from like an older time. I don't know if it had the same kind of like, you know, if it was like the Godzilla of its time. It is a monster from that time, right? But basically it is this like meeting of like a little bit of fantasy with, I dare say, a little bit of sci-fi. Through the Looking Glass. Yeah, exactly. But they're having tea together, so it's a really cool like mishmash of the two. But what I think drew me to this is like this style. It's very storybook, right? You see a lot of heavy detail. Like, look at the neck. It has so much veinage. And then you have the Godzilla scales, right? What is this? Oh, watercolor. Okay. Tea time in the land of monsters. Show thumbnails? Oh, no. Just kidding. But yeah, all around, like, really, I feel myself kind of running out of steam, but, like, I just want to say, pretty cool. I like the background. Very watercolor. You have, like, the aqua green fading into purple. A little bit of white in the center. So, very, very nice. Second book is... Oh, if I remember right, it was more akin to the modern dragon. Not traditional dragons are essentially eldritch beings. Ah, okay, okay. So yeah, because these are both kind of like modern takes on it, right? Saw the Baron was like, yo! Yeah, thank you, Matthew. Thank you for recommending this artist. Really, really cool stuff. On my feet. Oh, nice. Yeah, they're both more modern, right? They're like, these aren't necessarily ancient monsters, but you know, still cool. Tea time in the land of monsters. Yeah, that's Omar Ryan. Check his stuff out. Really cool stuff. And now, I think, yeah, I am running out of steam. So I think Zako's stuff is going to be the last artwork that we look at. I don't think we'll do story time. But maybe, I have been thinking about it because I can't just read an entire storybook on stream because, you know, that's copyrighted stuff. So maybe it'll be a Discord stream as well. Like so. I don't know. We'll check it out. But we're going to end off with Zako's stuff. Remember, kids, real dragons are eldritch and not flying lizards. There you go. And yeah, it's you. It's Zako. Alright, so all of this is in the art appreciation channel on my Discord. What story is being told? Oh, it is... I was like, wait, what story? Okay. I'll show you the book. The Mysteries of Harris Burden. You know what? I'll touch on that after we look at Zako's stuff. Okay. I'm gonna pick out a couple to look at. Oh my god, the minion! And then the last pick is how big they are in person. Compared to a person. Okie doke. Ooh. Where shall we start? Let's start here. I like the lavender on this one. Let me know if there's like specific themes for each of them because like this one is very obviously minion, right? But this lavender one I really like the coloring of. Is this one like hand or spray painted? Or not spray painted, airbrush? Or is that just like the natural color? Because I do see a little bit of texture, I just can't tell if that's just like texture from the camera or if it's from the paint. So you got the lavender contrasted with... This is interesting because this color, I'm seeing it as like a orange-yellow mix. My eyes read it as orange, but it could be closer to yellow. The purple is Melky and military colors from the show. Ah, okay. It's all hand-painted and prime. Ooh, very nice, very nice. So yes, I think that's what the texture I'm seeing is. So, yeah, we have the purple. This is reading to me as orange, but it could be a yellow as well. And those are two complementary colors. Because as you can see, like the purple and the yellow really stand out against one another. We also have the gray that kind of like unifies the whole thing, as well as like the actual like scopes, right? What's decal and what's paint? That's for you to guess. Ah, interesting. So some of these are painted on, some of them are decals instead. This one looks like it's lined though. Like it could be paint or it could be like lined with some kind of like felt tip marker. These look like they're really detailed to like put on. I'm assuming it's a decal, but you could have also like written it there. Very nice. I like the we were talking about like kind of a simplified color scheme, right? I kind of like how this one is purple, the orange, yellow, gray, and white. The white really stands out against the lavender as well. Really nice. Okay, let's go to this one next. I like this one. Okay, I think this was like the first one that I clicked on, right? I don't know. This is also a really satisfying color palette. The blue, pink, like almost like a magenta and black. And then like the lines look kind of like, I don't know, you tell me, like there's like a very specific design going on here. So the lines look pretty rough. I'm wondering kind of like what the motif is, like why it is like that, cuz like it's not kind of like it's not like kind of like a straight shot. Like there's a little bit of like muddling over here, muddiness. This one's based off the Mix Gang from Cyberpunk. Ah, okay. Here too, like look at the shoulders. It looks very, you know, like raw, right? In a good way. Not it's fucking raw, but like it looks like it could be like spray painted on, right? Mox Gang, okay. Let's look at Mox Gang, Cyberpunk. Ah, okay. The Mox. Very nice, very nice. But I like it. This also looks like an arrow, right? Was that meant to be like an arrow? I love autocorrect. But right away, I was definitely like drawn to the color palette on this one. I like it a lot. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. That's the Mox Gang one. Oh my gosh, bears. Ooh, this one's also cool. Lots of really cool decals. Okay, I love, look at the texture on each of these. You can see the paint and the prime, right? And then lots of decals. You got the bear, you got the sexy hot babe. You got some of the symbols from the show. We got some kanji over here. By the way, Saturday, I'm gonna be studying kanji. Wish me luck. This one also has a pretty consistent color scheme that I like a lot. So you got it's kind of like gray mauve, kind of, as well as the red is kind of like the highlight, but the yellow is also being used to kind of like contrast it. And then the black. That was gonna be a Rabbidly dog, but it kept breaking, so I had to make it a repair unit. It came out really nice. I like it. Like I said, I'm really digging kind of like the texture of it all. And then the decals look nice. I like kind of like the specks of black over here too. It looks like a machine that is actually part of the world, you know, rather than like an unpainted the unpainted plastic. Still can look nice, but this looks like it's like lived in, you know. I like it. Let's exit out of this one. Okay. Ooh, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This looks like it's like rusted, right? This looks lived in the world. I bought a whole model just to make the claw. The regular green is the normal colors. Ah, okay. Even here on the gun, you see like it looks like it's been fired out of, right? It looks like worn away. Here, like the red is making it look very convincingly like rusting. And then here, looks like a bullet hole. This is a battle damaged little guy. The one has no new molding. All the damage and rust is painted. Ooh, very nice. Very convincing too. This guy's seen some shit. Once again, really good color palette. Underneath the rust, you have kind of like to my eye, it's looking like a white, but also like a light, very light green. But then you have like kind of like the army camo green with the vibrant yellow. Is this the same yellow orange as like the lavender one? That's really cool because it stands out on both the lavender and this color. You have the rusting, the battle damage, looks really cool. And then of course, we end off on the minion. Those ones are decals. Ah, okay, cool. The moon. The minion. So this one's pretty entertaining. Like, I like that how you can read it at like a distance. It's like, yup, minion. Oh wait, I gotta sneeze. Let me mute. No, damn it! It's one of those sneezes that's not coming out. Like, you feel it, but I can't sneeze. Okay, we'll just continue. Okay, we have the minion. I kind of like, I keep talking about the texture, but this texture actually makes it look like it's wearing jeans. Or like, you know, it's like, oh my god, why am I blanking on it looks like, you know, overall jeans, blah blah blah. Really good texture work. The two blues over here look very slightly different though. I don't know if that's, if my eye is just reading that wrong, because this looks a little bit desaturated. This is a little bit more saturated. It might be the lighting, but that does also like help to kind of like define the features. Like, these are the legs, you know, and this is the chest. That one was made because there was fan art on Danburo that haunted me for almost a decade. Oh my gosh. I think the roundness of the head also adds to the whole, like, yeah, it looks like a minion, but it's still a guy. I like the shoulders as well. Ooh, okay, the detail here. Kind of like what I was saying about, like, this looks like lived in, this looks like it's like rusted a little. The little bits of black here look like you could kind of see this in like a marine environment. I don't know, something about that. Really good. But yeah, so if you guys want to see more of Zako's stuff, she posted a whole bunch on the art appreciation channel, like I said. There's a whole bunch. How many did you post? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus a 12th one for scale. So yeah, check out their stuff. And I think that's kind of where I might call it. I know Viteheit, you just posted those two, the Pixiv ones, but that one might have to wait until next time, which is only, well, actually, wait, when's the next one? It's actually not 2 weeks away because of my Japan trip, but it is going to be on April 8th. But go ahead and fill up the queue spots. Goose night, crypto bro. Have a goose night. Thank you for your art, and I love appreciating it, Zako. Have a goose night. Yeah, let's go back to the Zatsu screen. Good night, Bear Nation. That's right, I forgot about this. About the three bears on my desk. You want to look through the second one ahead of time anyway, so it's good. Okay, cool. But yeah, alright, so that's pretty much it for today. Thanks a lot for recommending me all of this art to look at. Thanks for tuning in as well. It brings me a lot of joy to talk about art in this way, because it's like there are times where I'm like, Bibinka gotta go fast. I don't know. There's a I think some of you might have seen, I posted it on my Twitter. Shindigs was highlighting a historian VTuber named Cleo, and Lambda Delta like shouted me out in that post too, and it felt really nice. But it was also like, oh, I feel like I haven't been doing that much like educational stuff lately. It's been mostly like video games or like art stuff, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? But a part of me was like, oh, but I do also want to like, I do want part of my brand, if you will, my image, my own motif to be like education. Like, I'm not just an artist, I'm also a historian, an art historian. So I've been wanting to do more of that. So it's been nice. Like, this stream has just been really nice for me to like convince myself that like, oh yeah, like I still got it, baby. I still got that art historian, you know, like vibe in. I got that dog in me. I got that fastly approaching bear in me. Oh man, the blurry like Bibinka going fast like gets me every time. I'm going Mach speed, baby. I mean, that's what it means to be a streamer. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've been experimenting with my schedule a bit of like, I do want to change it up every so often. I do want to play some games that aren't just like, I enjoy Digimon, I enjoy Legend of Zelda, But starting next month, I am gonna start incorporating more like kind of like one-offs, I guess, games that I'm hoping that I can play in just like one session. So that way, because I feel like there are people that like they might hesitate to join in on like, for example, Legend of Zelda or Digimon Next was it Next Order? Because they might be like, oh, I didn't watch her previous ones, I don't know anything about this game, you know. I don't know if that's really the case, but like that is a feeling that I get, that like, oh, maybe people feel like they have to know like the rest of it to really tune into this one. It's like, no, you don't really have to. But for those people, I also want to have one-offs where it's like, oh my gosh, she's playing this game, and like you could just watch the VOD for that. Funger stream when? I don't know. That's not my thing. I don't know. We'll see. But but like the really hard, difficult games, like the From Software games and Funger, I feel like I would get too frustrated. And I know that you would guide me, Zako. I know that you know the games like the back of your hand, right? But but I don't know. That might not be my vibe. But we'll see. You never know. Oh, ad break. Okay. I'll take a hydration break and then we'll come back and finish off. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm just gonna hydrate. Okie dokie, it seems like everyone's back. If you're it's so relaxing if you're a Finnish major. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end off. So this is the book I did want to read, but maybe we'll do it another time. It's not necessarily a storybook, it's just a whole bunch of kind of random images with little prompts. And I just like the art a lot. I read it as a kid. And it's a really good exercise in like creative writing. Because it's like, this is all you get. Like, it's this picture and this prompt. The 7 shares, the 5th would end up in France. What does that mean? You know? You keep having perfect timing of saying, "Aw, ad break" immediately before the ad starts. Oh man, that's the hope, right? Get some honorary finish. But yeah, so, but because it's like, you know, someone made that and like I paid for the book, maybe I'll just do it on Discord. But keep a lookout on that. What's up next for me? Wednesday. What am I doing Wednesday? I actually have to look at the schedule again. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, that's right. I'm not doing anything on Wednesday because it's my mama bear's birthday. Probably gonna be celebrating somehow. My next stream is actually not until Friday, so you have actually most of the week where I won't be streaming. I'm sorry, but there's so many other bears to check out. There's so many other streamers, VTubers to check out during that time, so don't miss me too much. I'll be back on Friday with Raft. Forgot your own mom's B-day. No, I'm actually pretty consistent with remembering my family member's birthday. Usually. No, I just forgot whether or not I was streaming. But yeah, so I won't be streaming again until Friday. That stream is going to be Raft, and it's going to be another collab with Beans, and this time we're going to be joined by Mega Bronson. We're going to play Raft. We've actually played it multiple times, but each time I think like we've kind of like dropped it for whatever reason, but we're going to be going back to it. We still haven't completely decided whether we're going to be playing a new file or if we're just going to show off what we already kind of created. Yeah, I think we're still deciding that, but that's going to be this Friday, an hour later than my usual time. So it's actually going to be 7:30 p.m. PST, or I guess PDT. Rip gonna die if Brandon is sleeping. And then Saturday is script study. We're gonna study another writing system, and this time it's gonna be kanji. It's gonna be Japanese kanji, because next week is my Japan trip. I feel like I should practice. So that is my stream schedule for the week. But thanks again for joining, everybody. Let's go ahead and mosh, shall we? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. I kind of want to do Guilty Gear. Okay, so for those not familiar with the mosh, with the end of stream mosh, pick an emote and just spam it. It's fun too if it's something that's like moving or dancing or schmoozing, you know. But it could also just be any emote. And I'm gonna start the mosh pit with our stream avatars too. So let's do smell of the game, shall we? You guys know what the game smells like? Sniffa. Let's do this. Oh wait, Spotify's still going. All right. Oh yeah, and that's right. I have my own like rar like emote now. I forgot about that. So we have this one. All right, you guys ready? All right, everyone, get to mosh it. Oh yeah, let me start the mosh pit. You guys ready?
Now this bullshit's blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world order for you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game.
Let's go. Oh my god, Matthew, you won! You won the mosh pit! Good job, Matthew.
When you speak your words, don't sound like your own. You're trapped in the toxic created by this world. That is who you are. No silence will say that like my feet and sometimes without providing kisses on the ground. That is bullshit's blazing, still my heart is racing. If I lose my wings, I don't need a new world order. You can't feel a thing. We already know the smell.
Oh wait, no, that part.
Remember, you are blazing, still your heart is blazing. If the world made you, I don't need a new world order. You, soon you will know. We already know the smell of the game.
This is like some headbanging music. What are you?
What am I?
What are you?
What am I?
What am I?
Mankind knew that they cannot change society, so instead of reflecting on themselves,
They landed on the beast.
but they dominated the lives of beasts.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world order. You, my time is my word. Your words will never let me disappear. That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world order. You, soon you will know. We already
Yeah,
know
no
the
smell of
smell
it.
of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the game.
I freaking love that song. Good job, everyone. I love that song. During like Evo, I want to say like 2 years ago, the whole like stadium, like the for the finals, the whole stadium was singing it. It was so hype. You lost the game. Oh no, we all lost the game. All right, guys. While that was going on, I was looking into who to raid. We got Milky. Let's go ahead and raid into Milky, shall we? But yeah, good job. Good job, everyone. Not the game. Not the game. God, I love that song. Anyway, the game? This is the smell of the game, actually. All right. Let's go ahead and raid into Milky, everyone. So I'll see you. Have a good week. I won't be seeing you guys till the end of it, but I'll see you guys on Friday with our Raft collab. But as always, have a good wait, let me start the raid. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll see ya when I see ya. Bye-bye.